Hello boys and girls, this is Steve and welcome to a new video on my channel. Today I'm launching a new series of videos where I'm going to show you what I have been recently playing. That's right, I like showing you everything I've been recently buying to show you what are my recent pickups for my collection, but I think it can be also pretty interesting to show you what I have been playing and discuss about it. So we're going to start with my first game of 2020, and it is Nailed. So Nailed is an arcade racing game very reminiscent of the racing games we got during the PlayStation 2 era. It's fast, it's over the top, it doesn't take itself too seriously, and more importantly, it's a ton of fun. It was developed by Techland, the people who made Dead Island, and honestly, it was a blast playing it. My only complaints are that there's not a lot of content, even though the different locations are really awesome, really good looking. You're basically always doing the same race over and over again, but you know, with a small increase in the difficulty. The AI gets a bit better, a bit more aggressive, but it's basically the same all the time. So yeah, very repetitive. And also, there's only 2 vehicles in the game. So it's MX or ATV. So it's cool that you can customize your vehicle to make it like it's your own thing, but having only 2 options for the base vehicle feels really cheap. And yeah, I would have liked, to be able to unlock more stuff, but no, there's only 2 vehicles. Even when you finish the game, you unlock nothing else. It's 2 vehicles only. Pretty bad in my opinion, but overall I would recommend this game to anyone who wants to play an old school racing game. I personally really like racing game, but I have to admit that nowadays we're getting a lot of simulation game, and honestly an arcade racing game feels great from time to time. So yeah, I would recommend Nailed for the PlayStation 3. So trophy wise, I got 55%. I know it's not a lot. Basically I did everything that was like fun, and I was only playing solo. I actually didn't try playing online. I mean, no, I did look online and no one was playing the game. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't, bother with it. I was like, okay, fine, no one is playing it, okay. I also didn't unlock any of the time attack trophies. Yeah, I didn't really try it out, honestly. I mean, the first race are really, really tough, and I was like, you know what? I've been playing the same races over and over again during the career mode, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to replay them thousands of times just so I can beat the developer's time. I'm like, no, that's it, I'm done. It's not fun, I'm not doing it. So yeah, only 55% of the trophies. There's also a big DLC for the game that I do not own, and I don't know if you can still buy it, but honestly, I'm not going to pay 3 times or 4 times the price I paid for the physical game just for one random DLC. So yeah, 55% for this one. So after that, I played Brink. So you may remember Brink, I don't know. I think this is a pretty much forgotten game nowadays. It was a multiplayer team-based shooter made by Splash Damage and published by Bethesda. And yeah, I don't know about you, but I remember back in the day, people were like, it's not that good, it's not worth the effort, it's not worth your time, it's pretty average and stuff like that. And I'm going to be honest, I never give Brink its chance because I was like, oh, okay, so it's average, it's not that good. Oh, okay, I'm not going to bother like everybody else. I was like, okay, I'm not going to bother. And yeah, at some point I found this physical copy for like 2 heroes or something. I was like, I'm going to give it a try. And it may surprise you, but I actually like that game. It's fun, it's fast, and just like the previous game, it's one of those games that doesn't take itself seriously. It's just fun, it's just like an arcade shooter, you're just having fun, it's fast, and that's it. And yeah, Brink is not a masterpiece by any means, but honestly, it wasn't bad. And I did play the game solo against bot. I have not played the game multiplayer against real player. I only played against bots. And honestly, it was fun. I did have a good time. It wasn't bad. Obviously, I didn't pay the $50, so, like, back when it was released. So, I don't know. But, like, right now, I got the game for dirt cheap, and I can tell you, it was a fun first-person shooter. I enjoyed it. And, in fact, I enjoy it so much that I actually I got myself the Platinum Trophy. Yeah, that's right. So I got 84% of the trophies. That's all the 37 trophies for the base game. There's also a DLC for this game, but it's the same thing as before. I'm not going to pay for one random DLC, like 10 heroes when I buy the game for 2. Like, it doesn't make sense. And like I said, this is a multiplayer game that I played in solo, so like, yeah, I don't really care about having a DLC for this game, so I stopped there. But yeah, really good. I do recommend Brink. If you found it for cheap, you should give it a shot. It's not that bad. So, next game on our list is 2009 Dirt 2. So, yeah, I don't know if I should, like, describe to you what is Dirt 2. I think everybody know this game, even the people who didn't play it know about this game. Basically, Dirt 2 is, at least for me, one of the best racing game of this generation. On the PlayStation 3, if you have, like, one racing games you need to play, apart from Gran Turismo, at least for me, it's this one. Dirt 2 is amazing. It was amazing back in the day, and it still is amazing right now. It looks good, it plays good, and it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of content. It's just fun. It's a really good racing game. It was a lot of fun. I have really nothing else to say. It was a lot of fun. That's really what I think about this game. Fun. It's the first word that came in my mouth. Fun. It's incredible. I love it. It was such a pleasure to finish everything in the solo. I pretty much did everything. I got all the X games. I beat every pilot. I finished first in every races. It was so great. So I unlocked 88% of the trophies. I did everything in the solo part of the game. What I'm missing for the trophies is basically the multiplayer. So it may surprise you, I don't know. But actually the multiplayer is still working. You can still play online. Sadly, when I play online, there was only 3 people, so not a lot. It's enough to launch a game, but it's not like a lot of fun when you're only 4 people in a lobby. But yeah, but the thing is, they were really good. It was people who basically played the game like for a very long time. I think they were like max level or something. They were really advanced on the multiplayer. And they were really good, so good that it was not fun for me to play against them. I really didn't stand a chance against them. So yeah, I didn't play that much of multiplayer. I didn't unlock any trophy, I think, for the multiplayer, or maybe one, but that's it. Maybe I will give the multiplayer another chance, another shot. I don't know, because yeah, I don't miss a lot of trophies for the platinum, so I don't know. I will see. But yeah, Dirt 2, an amazing racing game, and yeah, I think if you are a fan of racing game, this is a must play. So after finishing Dirt 2, I was, in a big mood for racing game, so I was like, hey, you know what? I just finished Dirt 2, so the best thing to do is to continue the Dirt series. So I actually played Dirt Showdown, which is not totally the same thing. In case you don't know, Dirt Showdown is more like the funny spin-off. So basically, it's more like non-serious races, wacky objectives. It's a really different feeling. And you know, you like it or you hate it, I guess. Personally, I really like this game. Not as much as Dirt 2, but like I said, they are two type of games. They are really different, so, you know, not the same thing. I guess you cannot really compare them, but it's also one of those racing games that I got a lot of fun playing. It was really interesting. And trophy-wise, it's the same. I got 70%. Why? Because I did everything on the solo, and with a big pleasure, you know, I did everything in the solo with just because I really liked the solo. I just liked the game. I didn't have to force myself or anything. Like, it just came at me, you know, all the trophies for the solo. But like Dirt 2, but even worse, I didn't play the multiplayer. Dirt Showdown is one of those games that you need to pay for an online pass in order to access the multiplayer. And just like with DLC and stuff, I'm not going to pay who knows how much money just so I can maybe play a dead multiplayer game. You know, like, no, I'm fine. I'm not going to pay for that. So yeah, I just stopped myself at 70% of the trophies, which I think is already pretty nice, pretty good, and yeah, it was fun. And yeah, it's the same thing. If you're looking for a racing game that is not a simulation, yeah, I recommend Dirt Showdown, but I think you should watch some videos first, because it's not for everybody, I think. So the next entry is pretty funny because it's Thief. And Thief is a stealth game, and in case you don't know, I'm really, really bad at stealth game. I'm the type of guy that always gets spotted by guards in the first minute of the game. I'm really that bad. So I don't know why. I got this game with other games, you know, in an auction on eBay, and for some reason I was like, hey, it's time to give Thief its chance. I'm going to play it. And I'm going to be honest, when I started playing it, I didn't like it. And I was like, oh my god, it's one of those games. I'm going to unlock one bronze trophy, and I'm never going to touch it again because I don't like it. And in reality, turns out I actually finished the game. Yes. Would I recommend Thief? No. I'm not into stealth game, and I want to say that this game is, you know, it's like a lot of AAA games. It makes you think you can do a lot of stuff, you know, differently. And honestly, I just want to say the only liberty you got in this game, yeah, is like, oh, instead of going from the front door, you can go with the back door. You know, it's like, oh yeah, wow, so much liberty, so much options. No, honestly, it's not that great. I think Thief is a very average game. And if, like me, you found it for dirt cheap, yeah, you can give it a shot. But honestly, it's one of these, you know, very average game that you're like, oh yes, I finish it. So now it's going back to the shelf, and I'm never going to replay it ever again. And yeah, that's how I feel about Thief. I got 77% of the trophies, which is surprising, I know, but like I said, it wasn't that bad. And it's a pretty easy game, I'm not going to lie. It's a pretty easy game, even for a guy like me, which is really bad at stealth game. It wasn't that big of a challenge, so yeah, 77% of the trophies. So I did pretty much everything in the game, except discovering all the secret areas. I'm sorry, but no. There's a ton of secrets in this game that are not interesting at all, by the way. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. No thanks. You can keep your silver trophy. I don't give a fuck. Then there's one trophy about finishing the game without killing anyone. And I'm like, no, I'm bad at this game. I need to kill almost every guard so I have a chance to finish the level. It's impossible for me. I'm not doing it. And the final trophy I'm missing, it's basically finishing the game at max difficulty. And the max difficulty for this game is pretty much if you get spotted by a guard, the game is over. if I'm not mistaken, I think it's that. Like, if you're getting spotted by a guard, it's over. And yeah, no thanks. And for my final game, well, it's a really big game. I already talked about this game on the channel, but yeah, here we go, guys. I have to talk about it once again because I love this game. One of my favorite PlayStation 3 game. And of course, it is Earth Defense Force 2025. So yeah, in case you don't know this game, it's a third-person shooter from Japan where you are basically killing an army of giant insects. So you're going to kill giant ants, giant spiders, giant robots. Yeah, I know they're not insects, but yeah, just think about it. You're going to fight giant spaceship. I don't know, there's a lot of stuff in this game, but basically, yeah, you're going to fight giant stuff. Dragons, yeah, also dragons. Man, this game is amazing. So yeah, it's an awesome game about killing everything on the screen. It's basically like, you know, like playing a Muso. You know, it's like playing Dynasty Warriors and stuff like that. But instead of doing melee combat, you're doing it with guns. And I love the idea. It's really, really fun. But this series of game is also known for one thing, and it is the difficulty. It's a game that can get hard pretty quick, I would say. I think finishing the game on normal isn't really that big of a challenge. It's just pretty long. Because yeah, it's a game that you're going to need to spend hundreds and hundreds of hours to finish it. But it's not that bad, I would say. In normal, hard difficulty is not that hard except some level. You know, some levels can be really tricky, but otherwise it's fine. But yeah, after that you got the hardest difficulty and Inferno difficulty, and basically finishing the game in those difficulties like crazy hard. You have to spend, I would say, maybe 1,000 hours into the game to have all the best weapons and to know all the best strategy for every level. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's a game that is really fun, really satisfying, but it's a game that is also pretty damn hard. And yeah, I got 68% of the trophies because I basically did everything in the game except finishing the game in hardest and Inferno because I love the game, but it's just too hard for me. It's stupid. It's stupidly hard, so I'm not doing that. And also, I'm missing the trophy for 100% weapons. Yeah, you have a trophy, a gold trophy, for when you have collect every single weapon in the game. And let me tell you that it's going to be really shit to do because it's basically random loot. So if you are really lucky, you're going to get some weapons and sometimes not. And it can be really hard just to get 50% of a weapon is already a challenge, honestly. I have to really farm a lot to get 50% of the weapons. So I cannot imagine how long it takes for 100%. But yeah, it's a really awesome game about killing insects. I really love it. It's one of my favorite PlayStation 3 game. And I really recommend it to everybody. But yeah, it's a niche title. So if you want to know more about this game, You should look for gameplay videos on YouTube because it can be an awesome game, but it's not for everyone, so you have to look. And like I said, it's a game that you need to spend a lot of time on it if you want to finish it. There's a lot of missions, and you have to do every missions in every difficulty, because trophies does not stack. So if you finish the game on hard, you do not unlock the finishing the game on normal difficulty trophy. So yeah, it's really time consuming, but it's an awesome series. I'm a big fan of it. So here we go, guys. This is all the games I've been recently playing from January to April 2020. So yeah, it's only 6 games. I know this is not a lot, but don't worry, this is just the beginning of the year. I'm going to do way better this summer. Because yeah, this summer I got the objective to basically clean a big part of my backlog and play the most games I can. And honestly, I think this is going to be really cool. So yeah, here we go, guys. This was the first video of this brand new series on my channel. I hope you liked it. If you did, well, you can leave a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, well, it's a good time to do it. Also, if you want to share with me what was your recently played games, well, you can do that in the comment section. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.